Hey everyone, welcome back to my podcast. My name is Adele Skinner. I am a feminine energy and inner work coach. So, what I do is I help women step into their femininity and live the life that they want to live, regardless of the circumstances that they have going on in their life. So, if this sounds like something that will be interesting for you, go ahead and click the link below. You can either connect with me through private coaching or through my Facebook group. So, today's episode, we are going to be talking about fear versus inspiration and how to tell the difference between the two of them. Because it can be really, really hard if you don't understand how to walk through deciphering between the two of them. So, we sometimes think that fear and inspiration are opposites, but that's not actually true. Psychologically speaking, they're more like cousins, meaning they show up in a lot of the same ways. So, it can show up with a racing heart, it can show up with, butterflies in your stomach. Oftentimes, maybe you might wake up in the middle of the night. It could be fear and it could be inspiration. So, how do we actually tell the difference between the two so that we are showing up with confidence of either saying no to the things that are not for us and saying yes to the things that are for us? So, I have come up with a system that I use and it has worked every single time, and it is called the GRACE model. So I'm going to walk through this with you. We're going to go step by step. There are 5 steps to this model. So GRACE is an acronym for the action steps that we're going to take. And this helps, it helps me, and I'm assuming it would help other people too. It helps you to kind of stay on track and be like, okay, where am I at? What is the next step? So I'm going to go through the different steps, and I have talked about this many times on this channel. So you can also go back and listen to other episodes that I have put together if you're still a little bit confused about it, or if you want to see how the GRACE model works with other scenarios. So GRACE, the G stands for grounding, R is for recognize, A is for accept, C is for connect, and E is for embody. So what does this actually look like when you are trying to decipher between fear and inspiration? The first thing that you need to do is you need to ground yourself. We need to start with the G step, grounding. And that means we're getting out of our head and into our body. We oftentimes try to talk ourselves into or out of something based on the physical reactions that our body might be having. Now, the problem with this is if we are not grounded first, if we are not truly connected to our body and we just let our mind control the situation, we are going to come up with different reasons to or to not do something in a logical sense. And we as women, when we are connected to our feminine energy, we should not be operating solely on logic. Now, of course, logic does need to play into things. That is, it's a great gift that we have. But if we disregard our feminine energy and connection to our body, we are going to be very confused about what we need to do. So our body is the way that we receive the answers that are for us. Like our body already actually knows what's right for us. It's kind of crazy to think. Our body knows what we need to do, but when we step up into our brain and let it run the show, it can be very confusing. And I would venture to guess that I'm not the only person that has ever struggled with this, whether or not, like, should I do this? Is this just me being afraid? Or is this me being afraid but knowing that it is the right next step? So connecting with your body is the best way, the quickest way to quiet the mental dialogue, the pros and cons list that you have constantly bouncing around inside your head. So the way you do this is taking nice deep breaths and relaxing into your body. One thing that I like to do, it's called box breathing, I believe. So you will breathe in for 4 seconds and you'll hold it for 4 seconds and then you'll breathe out for 4 seconds. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know if even 4 seconds is the right amount of time. But I know that for me, it just helps to quiet my mental state. So if you know of a better way to do it, please do it that way. But just breathing nice and deep and connecting with your body and feeling how and where your body is touching the ground. Whether you're sitting, think about, okay, where is my body touching the seat? If you're standing, how are your feet touching the ground? Another really good way to ground is to actually go outside. It's one of the best ways to ground. Put your feet in the ground, let your face and let your body soak up the sun or just the outside air is really, really good. But if you can't do that, just breathing and connecting with your body where it's at is really good. So this right here, again, it quiets your mind and it gets you down into your body. The next step that is R, and this is recognize. You're going to recognize the emotion that you are feeling, okay? And you're going to think about where in my body am I feeling this emotion? So am I feeling it in my chest? Am I feeling it in my stomach? Am I feeling it in my throat? Is it in my head? Like where in your body are you feeling the tightness? Where are you feeling that emotion sitting? So you think about that and recognize where it is. And once you've kind of located it, then the next step is to name it. What emotion am I feeling? Am I feeling afraid? Am I feeling worried? Am I feeling anxious? Like, what is this emotion that I am feeling? And when you name it, it's kind of crazy. It's once you are able to identify and name the emotion that you're feeling, if it's a negative emotion, it loses its power over you. And I think that is really cool when you're able to recognize and be like, oh, I'm feeling angry. When you can identify it, it loses its ability to control you. And if it's an excitement, like, oh, I feel really excited, it's kind of fun to be able to sit in that and just let it be there. So you're recognizing where in your body you're feeling it, and you're recognizing what it is that you're feeling. The next step is to accept whatever feeling that you're feeling. This is really important. We like to think that there's a certain way that we need to do something, or that there's a certain way that we need to show up. And what that is that's just us judging ourselves. That's just us thinking that us showing up as just ourselves is not good enough, that we should be different. We should or shouldn't be feeling certain things. And so if you can just accept the emotion that you're feeling for what it is and just let it be there, that is one of the nicest and best things that you can do for yourself as you're working through different emotions. So if you're feeling fear, just let yourself feel that fear and be like, okay, I feel really afraid. And there's it is 100% legitimate, whatever feeling you are feeling. So if you're feeling fear, of course you're feeling fear. There's a reason for it. You don't feel a feeling unless there's a reason for it. And so just allowing yourself that opportunity to feel that fear or feel that emotion without any judgment is really, really healthy, and it's really good for you. So you can maybe think, okay, I'm feeling fear and it's legitimate. Like, of course I would feel fear. I just got offered a speaking opportunity. Of course I'm really nervous and afraid of this. So let it be there. Or maybe you're thinking, I'm in this certain relationship and I need to end this relationship. Yeah, of course I'm feeling fear. I feel that. Just let it be there. You don't need to judge it. You don't need to try to talk yourself out of it. Just let it sit there. And the same thing for excitement. Like, oh, I feel really excited about this. Okay, just let it sit there and let it be there. We're accepting it and we're loving ourselves through the process. We're not going to be telling ourselves that there's no reason that we should be feeling that or we should be feeling something different. Just really, really loving yourself through the process is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Just really accepting where you're at and what you're feeling. Because that's what we want, right? Most people genuinely just want to be accepted for who they are. And oftentimes we are our own worst critic. We are our biggest bully. We want other people to accept us, but a lot of times we refuse to accept ourselves. So as you're going through this grace model in any situation, anything that you're using this grace model for, acceptance is really, really important, because we need to know that whatever it is we're feeling, we love ourselves through it. Because it doesn't really matter whether or not somebody else loves us through it. If we aren't loving ourselves through it, then we're always going to struggle with whatever it is we're trying to release or let go of. Okay, the next step is C, for connect. And this is probably, I'm not going to say it's the most important step, but it's kind of like the pivotal step. So up until this point, we have just been radically accepting and loving ourselves in the moment. We're not trying to change anything. We're not really trying to even understand anything. We're just trying to love and accept ourselves in the moment that we're in. But when we get to connect, this is where we get to decide, who do I want to be? Like, who do I want to be on the other side of this? What is mine to carry and what is God's to carry? So when I say connect, I mean, this is an opportunity to connect to ourselves and an opportunity to connect to our higher power. So we can say, God, who do you want me to be on the other side of this? Like, I want to show up as the best version of myself. Maybe I'm not 100% sure what that looks like, but I know that God knows what that looks like. And so if I can connect to him, and if I can give that to him and say, show me or lead me to the best version of myself, I know that he will show me what that's going to look like. And then the other side of that is we have certain things that are our responsibility and certain things that we need to give to God, because it's not our responsibility to carry it. Some things that are our responsibility would be our personal actions, or showing up as the person that we want to be. Things that would be God's responsibility would be maybe other people's reaction to how we choose to show up, like other people's experiences. We don't get to control that, okay? We are responsible for ours, what is ours, ourself, how we show up, and how we choose to be the person that we want to be. Everything else is kind of God's. He's going to take care of the outcome. We don't get to control the outcome. He's going to take care of other people. We don't get to control other people. So I really, really like this step, because it's kind of that turning point of choosing who you want to be and letting go of that control. Trying to, a lot of times we try to control and manipulate other people because we want their reactions to validate what we're choosing to do. And it doesn't really work that way. We have to choose who we're going to be. We have to validate our own actions, and we have to move forward in connection with God so that we can show up as our best version. So if we're thinking about fear versus inspiration or intuition, what is that going to look like? That is us going to God and saying, okay, I want to show up as the best version of myself, which means that I trust you to lead me to that version. And this is the part where you get quiet and you get to let God teach you. So up until this point, you have been preparing yourself to receive the inspiration that you have been asking for. You've grounded yourself and quieted your mind. You've connected to your body and you've recognized the emotions that you're feeling. You've accepted those emotions and you've loved yourself and allowed them to be there. And now you get to say, okay, I'm giving this to you. Show me what I need to do. And then you get quiet and you listen and you feel what he is wanting to tell you. So when we're feeling fear, a lot of times that fear is going to be, it's going to feel tight. You're going to feel tightness in your chest. You're going to feel tightness in your stomach. And you're going to feel worried about what it is you have to let go of. So when you're feeling fear, it's a fear of maybe letting go of an old identity. It's fear of being judged Those are all fear feelings. It's going to feel like it's going to be contracting inward. When you're feeling inspiration, you're still going to, sometimes inspiration is accompanied with fear, but what you're trying to do is you're determining which one is driving the wagon. Okay. Is fear driving the wagon? Are you afraid of what other people are going to say? Is that what is driving your action? Are you afraid of how somebody's going to respond and so you stay small, or you don't speak up because you're afraid of how other people are going to take you? That is going to be fear-based and not moving forward as the best version of yourself. Or are you feeling inspiration with a little bit of fear in the background, right? Inspiration might be like I know that I need to speak up in this certain situation. Yeah, my heart's probably going to be pounding. I might be a little bit nervous in my stomach, but it feels like it feels more expansive. It's going to feel bigger. It's going to feel more open. Like, yeah, there's a little bit of fear, but the best version of myself is going to show up and say what I need to say without letting other people dictate how I show up. Like, do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between those two? You're going to experience physically some of the same symptoms, but you have to be really clear on which one is driving. So, and this is where the connect step is really, really important, because you can connect to your Heavenly Father and say, I want to show up as the best version of myself. Is that the version that is bold, that speaks out, that says what they need to say? Or is that best version of me the one that holds back and is quiet because I'm worried about how it's going to be taken from other people? Which one feels the best for you? And only you get to decide. You and God get to decide. When you're in this connection stage, only you and Him get to decide what the best version of you looks like. So this is really, really important for you to get quiet and for you to let go of what's not yours, right? We don't get to control other people, and to take accountability and responsibility for what is yours. It is my responsibility to show up as the best version of myself. It is my responsibility to make sure that I am genuine and authentic with the version of myself that I want to be. So the last step is E for embody. So up until this point, these have all been really good ideas. They've been really good ideas. They've had some, maybe you've had some really good thoughts come to your mind, some really good feelings. But where the rubber hits the road is when you actually choose to act on the inspiration that you've been given. You can receive all the inspiration in the world, but it doesn't do you any good unless you have the courage to act on it and to follow through. And that is where this last step of the grace model is. This is the embody. You get to show up as the version of you that you want to be. And I think it's really important to say right here, even if you've gotten inspiration and you're like, okay, I know that I need to do this, and you let fear control you and you end up not showing up as that best version of yourself, it's 100% okay. All right. Sometimes we need to experience things that we don't like, results that we don't like, because that helps to solidify and to teach us to have more courage next time, to show up as the better version of ourselves next time. I can't tell you how many times I've gone through this and gotten to the embodied state and been like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And while, yes, I am disappointed in myself, and oftentimes I have to go back through the grace model just to love myself through the process of not following through, right? Like it's a continual thing that we do trying to be better, right? It's continual. So maybe we'll have the inspiration, be like, oh, we should do this. This is going to be the best version of myself. That's great. That's wonderful. And if we chicken out, guess what your responsibility is? Your responsibility is to love yourself and to let yourself experience that disappointment. It's not the end of the world. It's not even the end of your experience, right? So maybe you have made the choice not to follow through. And so you're going to maybe experience some discomfort. You're going to experience maybe some things that you don't really want to experience. But that doesn't mean that you don't get to go back and then show up as the best version of yourself. This isn't a one and done thing. This isn't one of those things where, our heavenly parents gave us some inspiration, and if we didn't follow, then they just throw their hands in the air and they're like, well, they don't listen, so on to the next person. No, like they're always there with us. They're always guiding. They're always helping us. And every single experience that we have is for our best good. Even if the experience is not following through with something that we know that we should follow through with. Maybe that was the best experience that we could have had, because what it ended up doing is it solidified in our mind, oh, when God speaks, I act. I can't tell you how many times that's happened for me, where I've had a feeling that I should do something, or I've had a vision of okay, this is the person that I want to be. I don't do it. I experience the negative results of that. And then the next time I'm like, all right, I will have the courage, because I would rather have the courage and move forward than have fear and hold myself back and experience, those more negative results. So through all of this, the grace model is exactly as its name implies, grace. We give ourselves grace as we move through this thing we call life. All we are trying to do, every single person on this planet is trying to do, is be a better person. And even if maybe their version of a better person isn't your version of a better person, it doesn't mean that they're not doing the best that they can do. So we give other people grace, and most importantly, we give ourselves grace. We move through this life at the pace that is right for us. Even if it's 2 steps forward, maybe 1 step back. That 1 step back really isn't a step backwards. It's just a step in a different direction that is pushing us and leading us to the version that we actually want to be. We have to have all the experiences. We have to experience joy. We have to experience sorrow. We have to experience excitement. We have to experience disappointment. We have to experience all of them. So this is kind of a tangent off of what I was originally teaching, but I feel like it's really, really important for people to know that even if you are unable or unwilling to go through the embodiment stage and actually do the action steps to change, it's okay. You're exactly where you need to be. And it just means that you have another opportunity to do it. We always have an opportunity. Even if you do embody it, you're going to have an opportunity to do something different, to do it again, or to have another opportunity to learn to embody something. So going back to fear versus inspiration, it's so, so important for you to get out of your head and into your body, because that is where you are going to learn what is driving the wagon, whether or not it is fear or whether or not it is inspiration. And every single time that you walk through this model, every time you connect with God, every time you connect with yourself, you will walk away with clarity. You will walk away knowing what you need to do. Whether or not you do it is a whole different story. But there is a big difference between letting fear drive you and letting inspiration drive you. It feels the same sometimes. Sometimes you'll be like, oh, well, my heart is pounding and I have butterflies, therefore it must be excitement. It must be inspiration. It must be the right thing. Be careful just labeling something right away based on your external body reaction to it. Go deep, go internal. That is where your feminine energy lives. That is where the inspiration and the connection to God is the strongest. That is where it lives. So if you're struggling and you're wanting to know, what is it I am actually feeling and what steps do I need to take, this 5-step model will get you there every single time. Every single time. I hope this episode has been helpful. I hope you've learned something. I love teaching. I love sharing the experiences that I've had. I've loved being able to connect with people and to get to know you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Join me next week. And if you're wanting to connect with me, I have links below where you can sign up for private coaching or you can join my private Facebook group. I will talk to you later. Until next time.